Hello everyone, it's Uswa. So today I'm going to do a quick and short video regarding my tips which I've picked up through living in Bulgaria up to this point, and I hope they provide useful. My first tip is to make sure that you get an early morning routine. From first year up till sixth year, you will have days where you will have to start at 7:30 in the morning. And just for the sake of looking after your body rhythm and your health, it's important to get yourself used to a certain routine. And it is going to be much easier for you if you can just get used to sleeping early and waking up early. And try to get 8 hours sleep, of course, for every night. So sleeping around 11 p.m. would be ideal. My second tip is to make sure that you have a planner, that you keep yourself organized. You're going to have to pay your bills on time. You're going to you will have homework and maybe certain topics you need to read up before your lessons. Maybe you'll have to buy certain pieces of equipment. So I think it's just much easier for you to have a diary and to invest in one and to keep yourself organized in that way and just write everything down. My third tip, which is very important, is to get your immunizations done. It's not emphasized as much, but it's very important for your health to make sure that before you come to Bulgaria or while you're in Bulgaria that you get those important immunizations for the diseases which are more prevalent in Bulgaria. So these include hepatitis B and hepatitis A. Please make sure that you also have your tuberculosis vaccination done, and if there's anything else, just do check your pharmacy first to see what they recommend, and it's probably better for you to get it done in your home country. A next little practical tip is to keep your university bag light, because you will be moving from classes to the hospitals to other university campuses. So what I recommend is have your notebook, instead of having multiple notebooks for different subjects, have just the one notebook and write all your notes in there from your lectures and your lessons. And when you go home, take the time to write them up properly or type them up. Of course, do make sure that you have your workbooks or your lecture books, which are compulsory for that subject, in your bags. Another important tip is, if you prefer not to carry your passport all the time, try to apply for Bulgarian ID. It's not so difficult. You can do it in a group as well if it's easier for you, and it's going to allow you to, instead of having to carry your ID around, to do a lot of different jobs, instead of, cancelling your bills, cancelling your contracts, to even sometimes exchanging money, to applying for certain scholarships. It is useful to have your Bulgarian ID, and it's not compulsory, but if you can, I think it will make your life easier. Another important tip in terms of saving money is to have a Metro Bank card, because when you are taking transactions, they don't actually charge you if it's within Europe. On the other hand, if you have a UK card or from your home country, it may charge a certain fee. And if you're someone who's taking out smaller chunks of money, this may be the easier option for you. Another important tip is to be open to exploring, have an open mind, explore the city that you're studying in. You might find new places for for example, to study in, like new cafes. It's also just important to support smaller businesses. Coming to a new country, of course, we should support people as much as we can, and you may find certain things which you don't find in the bigger shops. So just be open to exploring places that are around you. Another very important tip, is, I've said in previous videos, is just to practice your Bulgarian when you go out. Try not to speak English, because of course when it comes to seeing patients up till 6th year, you will need to know Bulgarian. So do try to practice as much as you can. Another important tip is to always go outside your comfort zone. So if you can, please do make sure that although coming to Bulgaria is a step in itself, a step of going outside your comfort zone, there is no harm to push yourself a little bit more. If you feel like there is something, for example, lacking in your university, or something which you could bring yourself, do bring it to the table. For example, if you want to start a society, if you want to start a charity, if you want to start classes for something, there is always options to do something, and that's going to help you grow. So try to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And another thing is to please keep in touch with your loved ones and your family from your home. Coming to a foreign country doesn't mean we have to get used to being away from our loved ones, and it's just very important for you to make sure that, for your own peace of mind, and it just reminds you why you came here in the first place. So keep in contact with them weekly, every day if you can, and do go home when you can. You will get opportunities to go home, you will get holidays, and if you book in advance, I'm sure you can get some sort of affordable deals to go home. So do keep in contact with your loved ones. Another small little tip I have is that, which is just like a cute little tip, is to make sure that you enjoy the yoga in the country. The bacteria which is specific to Bulgaria is called Lactobacillus bulgaricus, and I've just fallen in love with the yogurt in this country, and of course it's just good for you in general. It's very cheap as well, so I do recommend when you go out, try different brands of yogurts until you find your favorite one and implement it in your diet while you're here anyway. And one small little practical tip I will quickly add on is, besides in your bag every day, do carry hand sanitizer with you and do carry tissue with you, because unfortunately those sort of resources can sometimes not be available for you, and just for hygiene purposes it's very important to have those. And those are just my little tips. I hope they provided useful for you guys. Bye bye.